So we're gonna make some sourdough. We're gonna put sourdough together and we'll bake it tomorrow or whenever. So I worked the past 2 nights and I fed this last night before I went to my shift. So I fed it about 12 hours ago. It's 4:40 right now. Sourdough is not that serious. Everyone thinks it is. It's not. She's only fallen a little bit. It's gonna be fine. It smells good. We're gonna use it. So I haven't made bread in a while, but one of the doctors I work with is harassing me to make some bread. So we're gonna make some bread so he can have bread and I can have bread. And maybe I'll even throw another 2 loaves together later in the week. All right, so I've got my bowl, my scale, my spatula thing, my Danish dough whisk. You need like a flexible dough scraper, 20 grams of salt. You need 200 grams of starter, which there's probably more than that in here. 700 grams of warm water. 50 extra grams of water. That's when you add the salt. And your bread flour. I use King Arthur unbleached organic. I could probably save money and get the Costco one, but whatever. So first you're going to add your 700 grams of water to your bowl. 700 on the dot. These are so good to have for sourdough because you can just like set all your stuff up and have it ready, and it's like easy, no think. Okay, then we're gonna get 200 grams of Dorinda, pop her in here. Clear off your scale. I find a clear bowl to be best because then you can see what's going in. Okay. Hopefully we have enough. It's floating, so that's a good sign, they say. I'm at 138. I'm just gonna hope this is not too much. 187. Oh, 203. Okay, 206, whatever, good enough. It's not that serious. You go over, you go under, the bread will be made. It will be delicious. It's really, like, it's not as intimidating as people make it sound. So there's like not much left in there. That's fine. Scrape it down and you feed it and it will grow. It will come back. I have no discard in the fridge, so I should really, next time I should really save some discard. Okay, so then I'm gonna take this off the scale. And I'm just gonna whisk it up until all the chunks are incorporated. It's gonna get very bubbly. That's good. This is a very active starter. I neglect my starter a lot. I put her in the fridge, but like most of the time I feed her, leave her on the counter. Sometimes if I'm working, I neglect her for 2 days at a time, 3 days at a time. But she gets fed and she keeps growing. Like if you have a healthy starter, you're gonna be fine. It's just not that serious. and it's not difficult to do. Like, I don't bake. I can't bake a cookie to save my life unless it comes out of a package. But I make really good bread. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. I can cook. I can cook without a recipe. I can do all that. The only things I can bake are banana bread, cookies out of a package, and this. So I just like to look and make sure like it's not like chunky or anything. Looks good. Good enough. Okay. So when that is done, then we add our 1,000 grams of bread flour. So I'm going to put this here. I can see how much here. I think I'm probably gonna need to open another thing of flour, but let's see. Okay. Make sure you're zeroed and you're on grams. And then you just go for it. I might just make it. Ugh. Okay, that's 9:62, which is annoying, but I'm gonna open another one. And we will they really should put flour in like more accessible bags. I don't know why the paper bags. It's always all over the place. It's always like split somewhere. I don't know, like a box or I don't know. It just seems like this could be easier. Okay, I'm just gonna scoop some in because I'm close to, it's 990. All right, 1,006, good enough. I put a little extra starter in it, don't really care. Okay. Now the messy part. I'm gonna put on my apron. My mother made this, it's lovely. All right, you're gonna take it off your scale. And I use my dough whisk to start, and I just kind of want to incorporate all that dried flour. And you know what? You might lose some flour in the process of this, and that's okay. Like, everything's gonna be fine. This is shaking my visuals here. Okay. So it's like a little incorporated. Then I take my flexible scraper. I took all my rings off because you don't want sourdough is like cement. If you or I should say the starter is like cement if you get it in things. It's quite annoying to deal with. Okay, good enough. Then you want to like get all that dried flour in there. And just, it's gonna form like a really, it's really annoying, this thing shaking, shaggy dough. I also, sometimes, like, I keep a very thick starter, as you saw. Some people like it runnier. I like it thicker because I think it stays healthier, and when I neglect it, it is kind to me. So I like to wet this sometimes, like with some warmish water. And that helps like kind of incorporate that extra dry stuff. I'm gonna just go do this on this side so everything stops shaking. Okay. My mother sometimes like dumps her dough ball out onto the counter and like cleans out the bowl and then puts it back in like a fresh bowl. I don't care. I just kind of scrape the sides down as best as I can. And then I'm like covered. I take a damp paper towel and just kind of like clean up the sides, any extras. There she is. Perfect. Okay. Okay, I've had my oven light on for like a half hour. So it's a little chilly here in New Jersey. It's like 9 degrees outside and it's like 68 in my apartment. So this, I'm gonna just cover it with like the lid loosely and pop it in the oven for 30 minutes to do whatever it does. And then we're gonna add the salt and the extra water and incorporate that in. So I'm gonna pop this in the oven with the light on, oven's not on, for 30 minutes to come all together, and we'll be back. Since we used like all of our starter for the breads we just put together, I'm gonna feed this and put it in a nice clean jar and let her sit out. I'm not gonna measure anything, I'm just gonna go by consistency because there's not much in there and we just like need a little bit. I don't know how much is in here. I don't feel like doing math to subtract. You know what, let's try. So the whole thing weighs 437.5. This weighs 393. So like, there's not much. It's not that serious, like I said. All right, we're just gonna grab a little filtered water from the fridge and like pop it in the microwave for 15 seconds. I feed with the King Arthur organic unbleached bread and rye. You can use dark rye, medium rye. I was told to use dark rye. All I found was medium rye at the time. It's fine. And we use rye just because, I don't know, it likes it. The friend I got the starter from, well, the friend's mom I got the starter from, she feeds with rye, so I feed with rye. I'm gonna do like a scoop. This is 2 tablespoons, this guy, of bread, and we'll do a little scoop, just like a little less rye, and just like a little water. Let's mix that up. Scrape everything out of here that we can. Just like literally a dash. If I say literally one more time. little thinner than I like. I can add a little more flour. Let me assess the situation. Actually, yeah, I'm just gonna add I don't know, that much. It's really not as complicated as some of these people make it seem. Like, I like this let me put it in the new one. I like it like thick. Like I said, she's healthy. She's been around a while. Not Dorinda specifically, but her mother and her grandmother. And I probably won't discard any of this. I'll probably feed it again, so then I've got like a little, you know, reserve. Just gonna, I like a clean jar because I'm type A. So, and then it's gonna grow. We're just gonna put it on the counter. Like I said, it's a little cold in here, so it's gonna take a little longer to rise. I just throw a hair tie about where the level is just so I can see how much it rises. It's fed, it's thick, it's gonna grow, and then I probably won't discard any of this. I'll just feed it again. The sourdough people are gonna hate me because like I'm the worst sourdough mother. It's just not that serious. Like, when you make the bread, yeah, measure in grams. But if it's off, it's fine. If you neglect it for 2 days and don't feed it, if it's strong, it's gonna be fine. If you leave it in the fridge for 2 years, it's probably gonna be fine. It's fine. Okay, she's gonna sit and, oh, see, I put the dough in the oven with the light on to sit and come together, and I didn't put a timer on. See, it's just not that serious. So I don't know, I'm gonna set like a 15-minute timer, maybe 20. Yeah, and then we'll mix in our salt and our water. Okay, see you then. Let's try them. Another thing I do to make having sourdough and feeding sourdough a little easier, especially working night shift, you know, just life in general. I have these little deli containers. I bought like a pack of 1 million on Amazon of all different sizes, and I portion out feeds. So I weigh out my bread flour and my rye flour. I do like 3-4 at a time, and then I just add water into my starter. And it takes out just like the daunting task if like it feels daunting to you, or if you think sourdough is daunting. So I'll show you how I portion that out. Take my little scale. I really want to get a new scale. Does anyone have scales they like? Take it out. 0. And going to, I do a 1-to-1-to-1 feed. Apparently that like will make your starter acidic after a while, but I guess if you neglect it, it's fine. So I do 100 grams total. So I do 85 of bread flour and 15 of rye flour. If it's a little over, it's fine. I really don't, I need to like read more about like different ratio feeds, but I also like, I don't care too. So This has been working for me for like over a year, or maybe 2 years almost at this point. I've had this starter. So it's really fine. Okay, 86, good enough. I'm a little less on rye, I don't care. Like, life's just not that serious, you know? It's too short, and you gotta laugh. It's just not. Oh well, hold on, I'm way over. No, I'm not. I slept like 2.5 hours, so forgive me. 85. Oh, 85. 85, okay. And you know what, if I don't need to use all the feed, like I might not need the whole feed tomorrow, I'll just use some, or I'll just take it right out of here and do it. I'm just gonna yap. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I don't know if anyone's gonna listen, but like, so I work 2 night shifts in a row, and I have to like flip back, you know, to like a normal life for the next few days. So I got off shift. I got home around 8 a.m., took a shower, ate something, and I slept. I think I got into bed at like 10. Sometimes I need to like wind down after a shift. Like I'll like watch a YouTube video or whatever while I eat. Got into bed about 10, and I slept till 1:30, 2 o'clock. So like, I'm sorry, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. And then I just forced myself to get out of bed, like get ready. Like, I had to do some returns. So we did that. I made a big old protein coffee, and took myself out into the frigid tundra to do some returns. And then I just come home and like I usually just do like housework, just so I'm not like sitting on the couch and falling asleep. I like force myself to just get up and move. When it's not a frigid tundra outside, after I wake up from my nap, I usually like I'll go for a walk, go walk to get a coffee, you know, get the blood moving. Okay, so now I'm gonna add some rye. I guess I need to order some more rye flour. Oh. Yeah. Oh, shit. Good enough. I've got 6 minutes left on the dough that's sitting. I'm gonna be doing dough all night. I kind of started this a little late, but also, it's not that serious. Maybe that'll be the title of this video. Sourdough. It's not that serious. Okay, so after you've made a mess with flour everywhere, that's it. Pop them in your cupboard. And the annoying part of weighing is done. Okay, so this was sitting in the oven with the light on for, we'll say 30 minutes. It was probably longer. So now we're gonna add salt, 50 grams of salt. I'm sorry, 20 grams of salt and 50 grams of water. I'm just gonna put this in for like, in the microwave for like 10 seconds, not even. Okay, I just wanted it to be a little warm because it's cold. What? Okay, so just gonna sprinkle your salt on there. I haven't used this salt before. It'll be an experiment. And then this is like thick, so we're just gonna dump that 50 grams in there. I'm gonna take a crab claw and we're going to crab claw it until all the salt is mixed in. And sometimes I'll use my flexible scraper, like when it's all mixed in, to clean it up, make it back into a ball. Obviously we do this with clean hands. I should also have my apron on because this, like, you know, it's like, you know, when you're in like high school and you're in like art class, it almost feels like clay when you're doing like working with clay. Okay, I'm gonna say that that's fine. You don't really feel any of the salt anymore. I'm just gonna get a flexible dough scraper and just kind of put it all together. So then it's gonna go back in the oven with the light on. In the summer, I don't like put it in the oven with the light on because it's, you know, warm, unless it's the air's on or whatever. But it just kind of helps speed up the fermentation process. So it's like a little shaggy, but it's got some stretch to it now after it's sat. So that's good. We're gonna cover it, like I said, put it back in the oven for 30 minutes or so, or whenever I get to it. And then we start stretch and folds. You do stretch and folds every half hour or so, 4 times. Sometimes I do 5 times, depending on how the dough is, if it needs a little more structure. It's not that serious. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, my wash is going in the back. We're gonna do stretch and folds now. So it's like kind of jiggly. It's kind of coming together. You're gonna get your hands wet. I use like cold water. You're gonna, I usually just use one hand. I'm gonna take it, stretch. Ooh, you're not supposed to rip it. I just ripped it a little. You're gonna turn. And the first stretch and fold, I just kind of pull and fold until the dough fights back, which is, it's kind of doing right now. It's not, it's giving me resistance. So then I just put it all in a ball, and it's gonna get covered again. That was stretch and fold number 1. I'm gonna put it back in the oven with the light on, not the oven on, for another 30 minutes or so. I think it might take a little longer to ferment and really get warm and bubbly because it's so freaking cold out. So we'll put it in and we'll do our second stretch and fold. Okay, we have to do our 4th stretch and fold, and then we're gonna let it sit for a half hour, 45 minutes, whenever you get to it. Let it bulk ferment more. It's gonna pull away from the glass, and then we're gonna shape. back in the oven with the light on, 30, 45, an hour, whatever. Okay, now we're gonna shape. It's doubled, tripled in size. It's bubbly. We're gonna shape our dough. First, just like powder, dust, what is this? Flour, your surface. This is rice flour and bread flour, because rice flour doesn't stick or something, I guess. I don't know. That's what they say. And you just let it fall out. Then you just want to commit and cut it in half. One might be bigger than the other, it doesn't matter. Sticky. Stretch it out. You're going to do one shape, let it rest, and then do another shape. Let's push and pull. Okay, those are gonna rest for 20 minutes. At like 9:20, I'm going to final shape and put them in Vanitins. I'm gonna get my Vanitins ready so I can just do that, pop them in the fridge. It won't be done. I have this one. I have two different size Dutch ovens. So I'm gonna do a circular and a oblong. Okay, see you in 20.
Whatever it takes. Whatever you. Top secret spy agency's trying to kill me because my eyes and ears been hacked.
Good morning. It's the next morning. It's about 7:30. I've been up since 5:30, but I wanted to give the dough a little more time to ferment. So I'm gonna bake those loaves, see how they come out, and in the meantime we're gonna feed my starter. So let me get all that together and we'll do that. Okay, this is my starter that was like just scraps yesterday. See, it was like nothing. We fed it. Now we've got some more. I'm not gonna dump any out. I'm just gonna feed this. So I'm not weighing anything either. This is the feeds that we put together. Warm filtered water. Just like a dash. Okay. She's fed. She's gonna grow. And actually my oven is on, so my oven's on with my Dutch ovens in it, heating up to 480. And then we will throw the loaves in. Let's make a coffee because I'm barely functioning. I just put some of these like marine or whatever they're called eye patches on, put them in the fridge. Feels good. All right, let's go. I'm going to lunch with a friend, so this is breakfast. I'm barely functioning. Don't judge the amount. Lifeblood. Okay. Let me get the dough. A good little trick to see if it's ready, which it is. It's really filled out, the Bannaton. You push down, and if it pops back, but slowly and still kind of holds a dimple, you're good to go. So, I haven't baked in a while. little scorer thing. I don't get too fancy with it. I'm just gonna score down the middle. And I do a little design on the side. And for this one, all right, let's put them in. Welcome to my stove. Don't forget oven mitts, because they're hot. $20 with the lid on. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. We're gonna take the lids off. Oh, yeah. That's what they look like after 20. Gonna go in for like another 15 and we'll see what the color looks like. Okay, I'm gonna check the color of the loaves, and if they're ready, we'll see them. I had Gilmore on in the background. I just like to temp them to make sure they're done between like 205, 210. Perfect. Perfect. All right. All right, they look gorgeous. They're hot. I'm just gonna, beautiful. All right. I'm gonna let them sit for an hour or more, and we'll cut into one. See how it looks inside. I think I'll keep this one for myself, and I'll give this one away. And maybe I'll make some more tomorrow. Who knows? Yeah, we'll be back. Okay, I'm home from the chaos of pre-snowstorm, whatever. We're gonna cut into one of these loaves. The other one we're gonna freeze, because we're gonna give it to that doctor. But I work with him like Tuesday or something. So, okay, let's cut this guy up and see. Ah, gorgeous. There's a little hole there, but that's okay. Oh, she smells good. She's perfect. Okay. So, just my point is proven. Hold on. This just proves my point. Like, this starter was fed and then sat for like 14 hours. It's not that serious. It's going to work. If you have a strong starter, it's gonna be fine. Sourdough, it's not that serious. So I'm going to wrap one of these in saran wrap and put another in a Ziploc. I'm gonna wrap this with saran wrap and freeze it. Then we're gonna put some groceries away. So that's how you do sourdough. Oh, another little tip is, say you freeze a loaf or you have half a loaf frozen, whatever. You can take it, so take it as a whole. Like say you take it out of the freezer, thaw it out. Run this whole thing underwater. Just like a little, get it wet. Pop it in your oven, just on the rack at like 350 for 10-15 minutes, and it'll be just like fresh bread because the water helps the crust get crusty again. So that's my little sourdough tip. Yeah. All right. Bye.